This is an open letter or open video for DJI and all the engineers at DJI. It's time to get your stuff together. And what I mean by that is this Action 5 Pro, you guys have done 2 updates in the last couple of weeks, and both updates are garbage. You are not giving us what we want out of this supposedly pro action camera. Nobody wants this HDR, this whole cartoonish look to our skin tones. Give us the ability to turn it off whenever we want. Now, I've got the 4 and the 5. They're both side by side. Now, the 4, I think, is a great camera. And I'm not bashing on DJI because I've got a ton of DJI products, from the Pocket 3 to the Pocket 1, even the original DJI Action 1. And I didn't get the Action 2. I didn't like its modularity. I didn't like the design of it. The Pocket 3 I got, and I'm really hoping it's not going to be what we've gone through with the DJI products in the past, because the Pocket 3 had a close focus issue problem, or just a focus issue problem, and I've done a ton of videos about the focus on the the Action 3, excuse me. Then immediately, in a hurry, they came out with the Action 4, and the Action 4 fixed all of those problems, and I think that the Action 4 was such a home run. What a great camera. Then shortly after that, they came out with the Action 5 Pro. So I got on the bandwagon and said, okay, I'm going to get the Action 5 Pro. You had all the reviewers out there talking about what a great camera it was. And I had to put up my review of the Action 5 Pro saying, is it really a pro camera? And I know that there's some DJI fanboys out there that say, well, just an action camera. Well, they put the name Pro in it, so I would assume that it's going to be better than what the Action 4 was. I think the Action 5 is still a great, great camera. Am I anti-DJI? No. If I was, I wouldn't be buying their products. All my drones are all DJI drones, and I've been very happy with them. But DJI has got this habit, and I'll go back to the Osmo Action 1. So it had stabilization that was just insane. If you look through my video files, I'll see if I can find it. If I do, I'll put a link to it up here. But talking about its stabilization compared to GoPro, it was unbelievable. But then what did DJI do? They started pushing some firmware updates, and all of a sudden, the stabilization was not that good anymore. You couldn't do those things. You couldn't just sit there and tilt it left and right, and it still stayed nice and balanced. That completely changed. So they have a propensity to put out firmware updates that start to diminish the camera's quality until the next model comes out. I think with my Action 4, I updated it to the 2nd or 3rd firmware update, and that was it, because I was like, hey, the camera performs really well. Image quality looks great. Stabilization's good. Audio's good. I'm not going to fix what's broken. I'm not going to do any more updates. And I'm really glad that I did. Now, with the Action 5 Pro, it's had a lot of issues from the get-go. So they've been pushing out these firmwares, and it's like every time they push out a firmware, it's another problem gets introduced instead of fixing a problem. And then if you go on to the DJI Action 5 Pro forums, you get DJI, I think her name is Gamora, with the blanket responses regarding, oh yes, we will take this into account. We appreciate your understanding, and forward it to the correct department. And it's like a cut and paste every time. And I understand that they're just representatives and they're not the engineers. But if the engineers are paying any attention, pay some attention. We don't want the HDR. I don't like this cartoonish look that you get. I don't like the skin tones of the DJI Action 5 Pro. Do I want to get rid of it? Yeah, if one of you guys want to buy it, I'd be more than happy to sell it to you, because I don't think DJI is going to be able to fix it. I think at this point in time, after how much time has actually passed by, I don't think they're going to be able to fix the problems with this camera. And it's almost like, did they get rid of their firmware engineers and the new ones are having a heck of a time? Or did they just hire the engineers from SJ Cam? And those are the guys that are doing the firmware updates now? I don't know. But I can tell you that I'm not happy with it. I had high hopes for it, just because the Action 1 was such a great camera. Great camera, and it still is today, believe it or not. Like I said, the Action 2, can't speak to it, never got it. Action 3, right off the bat, I noticed that it had a focus problem. Sent it back. They sent me another one. So focus problem. Sent it back. Got a return on it after fighting with them over it. Then waited for another batch to come out. Went to Best Buy, bought another one. Same problem. They're saying firmware updates. All they did was just add some sharpening to it, which sharpening doesn't fix focus. And I guess I'm just doing this video just to kind of circle back on why I think the Action 4 is truly a great camera. And at $229, I think it is now on Amazon, you really can't go wrong. It's built great, great video quality. May not have HDR, so what? It does have 10-bit and D-Log-M, where the Action 5 Pro gives you 10-bit in normal. But, you know, DJI, either get your stuff together, admit the problems that you have, fix this camera, because I can guarantee you one thing from a business standpoint, and I'll bring up GoPro only for this one reason. If you look at GoPro, their stock price now is sitting at, what, 70-something cents a share? GoPro may not make it. I'm sure another company will just buy them out, but they may not make it because they made a lot of mistakes. And it started with the 9. And then they did the 13, which was not a good upgrade. I think the GoPro Hero 11 is the action camera to get if you're going to go GoPro route. But DJI, if you're not careful, you're going to release the Action 6. And when you do, all of your customer base, or the majority of them, are going to be really, really pissed off. They're going to be pissed off to a point to where they ditch all of their DJI products and they never buy from you again. So either hire some good firmware engineers, or get your firmware engineers, give them some extra coffee or a Celsius or a Red Bull, whatever the case is, but get them working on fixing this Action 5 Pro. Deliver everything that you're supposed to promise. Deliver everything that the forums have asked for, which is one of the biggest ones, is just get rid of the HDR. Give us, the consumer, the option to choose HDR or non-HDR. That's a big one. GoPro even offers that. You can turn off HDR on a GoPro. So this is my open letter to DJI. If you're listening, great. If you're not, keep doing what you're doing. We'll see how long you're around for, especially if you release the Action 6 in the next 60 days, which is what the rumor is. So anyway, DJI Action 4, great camera. Still love it. Get some really, really good video with it. Oh, and by the way, you can tell DJI doesn't sponsor this channel. They never have ever sent me a product, and I'm okay with that, because I want to let you, the consumer, know if an item is worth it or not. And the Action 5 Pro, at this point, is not. Action 4, I like. Bye.